Welcome, it's Gamerpaddy here, and today I got a USB camera again. This time the manufacturer ELP asked me if I want to review one of the products, and I said yes, why not? That's the one. It's like the one I had before, same packaging, doesn't need much, it's just a USB camera. Let's open it up. That's it. It's a bare module. It comes with a lens, USB cable, which you can detach. And it's quite impressive for the price. It's around 50 bucks on Amazon. Link in the description. It can do 30 FPS at full HD. It can 60 FPS at 720p. And it can do 120 FPS at 480p. Later in the video I show you some footage. And well, as it doesn't come with a housing, it's for some people not useful, but for some others it's even more useful. Oh yeah, it doesn't have a microphone. For me example, I printed 3D housing. Link in the description, you can find it on Thingiverse. It's the same module, just with a different lens and the IR cut filter switch thing. It's around 10 bucks more, also from the ELP Amazon shop. And basically it's the same module, it can fit in there, and the lens is sticking out in the front, right? It's very simple. Just print it out and put it in and you're done. Also, this one got a different lens on it. What's about it? The camera is using a standard 12mm lens mount, like any action camera, any GoPro, whatever, any webcam, and you can fit it with a C-mount adapter for astrophotography, or for your telescope, or you can buy like this. It's the same lens as you've seen before. You just screw it on and that's it. When I first received this camera, I plug it in and look around, and it's quite blurry, but after taking off the lens cap, you can rotate it. It's not that loose that it disfocuses itself, that's good. The best way to do this is to face the camera against the mesh, a pattern with high contrast changes in it. And basically you get the Moyar effect, which when lines are overlapping they create weird shapes and whatever, and you can use that effect to focus the webcam. Let's go to some examples. So that's the 1080p video of the camera. As you can see, it's focused to infinite, basically, well, 2-3 meters away. And well, the cat is a bit blurry, so let's rotate the lens a little bit. This room isn't very, it's not very bright, so you may get some noise. I get this even with my DSLR, so whatever. Here I got a RF board I've taken apart, I've taken out from something. And this camera, because it has a changeable focus, you can even use it as a microscope if you want. You can print a 3D mount for it, or you can use a different lens. And let's see if I can focus it. Oh yeah. As you can see, it's a wide angle lens on it, a little bit distortion. It's quite normal for those lenses. But you can even get lenses that doesn't have that, with a bit more focal length, or even the zoom lens. It doesn't have that on the telezoom range. Alright, get a little closer and focus it again. My fingers are quite thick. It's quite hard to focus, actually. Come on, let's even out more, and there we go. Wow, isn't it beautiful? RF magic. If you wonder, that's an RF transistor. It's a power amplifier, around 60 watt for the 800 to 900 megahertz UMTS band. Let's get closer to this one. Focus again to very close, even more. That's good, mate. Oh, some pins are already bent. Didn't see that without the camera. Yeah, basically that's the 1080 stream. Let's switch over to the 720 60 FPS stream. So this is the program I'm using. It's MCAP. Right now it costs money, but there was a version long time ago which was free, which is this basically. You can find it, I think even the webcam Amazon listing has a link to it. So yeah, you can find it everywhere. It's a standard program. It lets you display USB cameras. It lets you change the settings. In this case, this camera got, you can change the brightness. The arrow keys, it's much easier. You can change the saturation, the sharpness, and whatever. It's a very subtle effect. The gamma, which can be quite useful in some situations, and well, the gain itself, obviously. Isn't this the exposure time? It's not. Yep. See, low FPS, since it have to expose each frame for longer to get this bright image. I can obviously change it to very low, so only bright parts in the scene are visible. The next thing is you can change the resolutions. Obviously in each program you can change the resolutions. In this one you can change it from 1080, 720, the 480p and the 320 by 240. Whoever still uses this. You can change the compression from MJPEG to YUV too. That also changes the FPS. I mean, at 480 you still got 30 FPS, but at 1080 you got around 6 FPS only. It's also normal because the video stream taken from the sensor must be compressed to be able to fit over USB 2.0. And well, if you uncompress it, that's it. That's raw data right now. As you can see, it's quite laggy. But for most of us, the MJPEG does its job. Let's change it to MJPEG to 720p, and as you can see, it automatically changed to 60 FPS. You can't lower it to 30 at 720p. Automatically does that. The program isn't perfect. There are better ones, of course, but I find this the easiest of all, and it doesn't require installation. Alright, that's the 60 FPS stream. I may need some more light, so let's gonna get on to test number 2. So that's the 720p 60 FPS mode. Right now I'm holding a flashlight in my other hand, that's why I can change the focus. It's quite dark in this room, so I need more light. Otherwise the camera will lower its frame rate to show the image at the right brightness. I also can up the gain, but that's like increasing the ISO and causes some noise. Basically you want to be on the lowest gain ISO. Let's move around a bit and see how it looks. You see, That's 60 FPS. That's the stuff we want. Oh, that's good. And it gets even better. And it gets even better at a 120 FPS mode. I did a quick voiceover for this. I recorded this video in 120 FPS. Even MCAP only shows 100 FPS. The final file was 120 FPS. The first clip I played at 60 FPS, half the speed, and the next one at 30 FPS, a quarter the speed. I'm out here in the woods to do some outdoor footage. That's my phone. I already installed the Camerify app. There are many apps that support USB webcams, but I find this the best app. You can choose the different resolutions and frame rates. The only thing, you got a watermark. You got to buy this app to remove the watermark. So, let's connect the camera. I already got the USB adapter for OTG. Just plug it in. Plug in the camera and remove the lens cap, of course. And there we are. I start recording on the phone so we get a better view. And let's see if I can focus it properly. Yep. At full HD, 30 FPS. The one before was 720p, 60 FPS. I think that's quite good for a webcam. It's a USB camera, and I'm using it right now on my phone. That's not it's supposed to use, right? I mean, you plug it in your PC and that's it. But with this camera, you can do, well, you can use it outside, you can put it in an enclosure, use it as a surveillance cam. Let's say you use a Raspberry Pi, put this in a waterproof enclosure and run an RTMP server on your Raspberry Pi, and you got yourself a fully blown surveillance camera. Some low light performance. I'm now deeper into the woods. There's not much light available. Alright, let's take the lens cap off. There we go. Alright, let's record. There we go. The sound has been coded externally by my recorder. That's why it doesn't move. So in conclusion, that's a good camera. Not because they sent it me for free, but I already got the other one, which is the same module, just a different lens. And I have to say, I really don't use the lens. I set it to one focal length and that's it. The wide angle is even better if you use it as a webcam. And if you're one that's using it for a telescope, you remove the lens. That's even better. It has a built-in IR cut filter. I believe it's in the lens. It could be stick to the sensor, but I'm not sure if you can remove it. Let's take a look inside, which is always risky because you get dust inside and you see that right on the picture. Oops. Well, it looks like, yeah, there is it. The IR cut filter is in the lens, so if you remove the lens, you don't have an IR cut filter anymore. Some appreciate that, some others don't. For example, if you use this lens, you don't have a IR cut filter anymore. You have to pull it out and put it on the sensor instead, or put it right on this lens. Another great thing, a really great thing, it doesn't use a custom driver like any other manufacturer. It doesn't use a custom driver. It's using the universal video glass driver. That allows you to use this on a Windows machine like I did. You can even connect it to an Android device or a Linux or iOS. I don't know if it's iOS. I don't have a device to test it on. And yeah, let's move on. Or a Mac, right? It's a video glass driver that almost everything uses. That's quite good. I mean, you can connect it and use it anywhere. If you look for a webcam and you can make a casing for it, or you don't use it where it needs a housing or a casing, it's perfect. You can remove the USB cable and solder it directly to your Raspberry Pi, for example. You can find it on Amazon, on the ELP store, or on the ELP website directly. Links in the description. Thank you for watching, and let me know what you think. I'm Game Petty. Bye.